dude.
And that was what set him apart.
And you see that with his announcing. That's why I like it. I haven't heard Tom Brady, but I figured he would be.
He's just very generic.
Yeah, but
he's very generic. He doesn't. One of the things that you ever listen to a game with Mark Schlereth when he calls it. He was the offensive lineman for the Commanders and the Broncos for a long time.
Yeah, isn't he? He does the Cardinals games.
He's a Fox.
Did the one.
Yeah, he just did the last two. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He just last two. For him, he has no problem at all calling out players when he thinks that they've done something stupid. And that to me is what like a good announcer would be. Where it's like, listen, I'm not here to be your best friend. I'm here to tell what's going on in the game. That's why I like him. I also think the guy's hilarious. If you ever listen to him in any other way, he's a very funny man. All right, so Jaguars continue to be the worst team in the league and continue to be the dumbest team in the league. The Texans were doing everything they could to give that game away. Jaguars are like, nah, we don't want it.
We're just keep an overall pick this year. We
need another number one overall. We've had it for 3 times in the last 5 years, but we want another one to screw up. Because I'm telling you, dude, I think the Texans had 14 penalties. They had 3 turnovers. They still lost the game 20-24. It was so hard to watch, dude. And I started to think maybe Trevor Lawrence is not good. Because
he plays for the Jags.
He does. He plays for a bad organization.
The Jets, the Jags,
the Jaguars even exist.
Precisely.
Like when you said that, I'm like,
cheapest tickets in the NFL are the Jaguar Stadium.
And honestly, when you think about it, Jacksonville, Florida,
Jags game,
dude. Yeah, it's. Jags. The sad thing to me is that I thought Trevor Lawrence really was going to be the next greatest quarterback in college because when I watched him play, I'm like, that has to happen. He's not good.
He may get traded. He may have a late surge and do something later in his career.
Dude. They're paying him a lot of guaranteed money. And once you trade a guy with that kind of guaranteed money, that becomes a salary cap penalty that doesn't go away until the contract's up. I don't think they can trade him. I think that the money that they paid him this offseason makes him untradeable for them.
That sucks.
And they have to hope that he will get better. And maybe it's the coach. Maybe Doug Peterson's a terrible coach. He did win a Super Bowl, but I don't know. It's not looking great. I would say more about the Commanders and Cardinals, but I haven't watched the game yet, and the score was pretty bad.
Kyler Murray sucks.
Yeah.
You want any more to say about that, Lexi?
Hasn't he always sucked?
No, he has not always sucked.
Yes, in college he didn't. You're right. In college he didn't.
How about that year that they went to the playoffs?
I've only heard complaints about him.
Never been. You will never convince me he's been a good quarterback in the NFL.
Then you would be 100% wrong.
He's made plays.
No, dude,
he's 5 foot tall.
That does not matter.
It does not matter. He is not that good. He is fast. He is not good.
Jason,
he is mediocre at best.
You are giving the most I don't watch the game.
Disagree.
This is what I think analysis on this guy.
No, not even true. I watch every Cardinal game and I have to work them half the time. I'm telling you right now, Kyler Murray has been more overrated than a lot have come out. He doesn't produce. DeAndre Hopkins isn't there to save him on Hail Mary. Guess what? That play didn't happen. Then nobody even knows who he is.
Okay, I'm not going to say you're wrong about him saying that he's like... Every single quarterback that's ever had any success has got a guy like DeAndre Hopkins where they throw it up to him in prayer.
Right.
That's what they do.
Kyler Murray has nothing else. Those other guys have something. This guy, his problem is he likes to scramble too much and he tries to create something out of nothing way too much. And he'll take a 7-yard loss outside the pocket instead of throwing the ding ball away.
Okay, I'm not going to disagree with that.
He's not,
when you say he's
lazy.
Never
he's
been
not
a
even
good quarterback.
He has not been good in the NFL.
Dude, I could not disagree with you more.
Then we'll agree to disagree.
I love how awake Jason is.
Oh, dude, I want Kyler Murray to be good because I want Arizona to play well outside of when they play the Cowboys, right?
Okay.
I like the Arizona team stuff, but I'm telling you right now,
so
you can give me any statistic you want. I would never say, you know what, that Kyler Murray is who I want with the ball. After the third quarter. Never, ever. So give me Sam Darnold, bro.
You don't believe that at all.
I do now.
First season. Oh, yeah, now. First season in the NFL. 3,700 yards passing, 20 touchdowns. As a rookie.
How many wins?
That was for a terrible football team.
See? It doesn't matter.
That football team had the number 1 overall pick to pick him with. And we just got done saying, when you get picked number 1 overall, guess what happens? You don't win because you go to a crappy team. So when a guy goes to a crappy team and puts up numbers like that, you have to give him a pass on the wins.
I'm not saying he's not good. He's mediocre.
3,900 passing yards, 26 touchdowns. The next season, they get 12 wins. 12 wins with 3,800 yards passing, 24 touchdowns. I didn't even read his rushing stats. He's been a good quarterback.
He's not good.
The problem is he has not had a good team. Okay,
I don't think he's good enough to. I just don't. I don't,
disagree.
I think he's careless. I think he's lazy, and I don't think he cares. He's a prima donna. The dude waits to get out of his car until cameras are set up to see him get out of the car. Like, he's more interested in being famous than he is playing football, and that's clear when Cliff Kingsbury was here and made him do homework.
I will say it's probably true when Cliff Kingsbury was here, because one of the things that, if you did listen this past week before the game, that Cliff talked about is he has regrets that he feels like he wasn't a good enough coach because of the things that he struggles with, and that is holding players accountable. As an offensive coordinator with the Commanders, it's showing the guy knows how to coach football. He just is not a head coach.
So here's where
when Kyler Murray came into the league as the number 1 overall draft pick from that previous regime, when Steve Keim has proven to be a horrible talent evaluator. He was a terrible GM when it came to drafting. And because of that, he came in. What happens when you have a number 1 overall draft pick and you give him the keys to everything? Entitlement, right?
Of course.
That's the number 1 thing that happens.
I will concede and say that there's not a chance he can't be good.
I think he will definitely be good.
I don't. I'm waiting to see it. I'm just tired of like this over and over of like, dude, Kyler Murray. Dude, again, fourth quarter, even the third quarter, and you're down. He's like not even top 5 of who I want with the ball. Not even close.
See, when you say that, name one player that has had more miraculous pass comebacks and plays where he's extended it in this last 3 years.
I'm not betting on that to win the game.
No, but the thing is you know he can do it.
Yeah, I could win $1 million if I played the lottery. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but the thing is you don't win if you don't play.
Right, but I don't want, I'm not risking that with him. That's my problem. I've tried.
Listen, I understand.
Do you remember what I said about his race?
About what do you mean?
Kyler Murray's race. What ethnicity he is.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Okay. I'm watching the game with Eric. We had a couple come over that wanted to watch the game with us. And I haven't watched since Kyler Murray has been a quarterback. And he gets on the screen, I'm like, he's black? And Eric's like laughing, and I was like, well, the way everyone talks about him, how much he sucks, I assumed he was a white guy.
The thing about Kyler, though, is I agree with a lot of the things you're saying, and the fact that he hasn't had huge team success. But I've watched the team. I've watched every game. And I don't look at them and say,
last Sunday,
which I will watch. I watch every game. I do not put most of the problem on him, but the problem is a quarterback. And Kurt Warner says this all the time. If you're the quarterback, it's always your fault. And the problem,
Dak Prescott gets blamed for everything.
The problem that Kyler Murray has had until this season is he has not been willing to accept that, and that is what has held him back.
That he won't take.
He will not, because
responsibility for his errors.
There was a play. This was a couple years ago. DeAndre Hopkins was on the team. Kyler Murray threw his way and it ended up in an interception. And Kyler Murray, and this was reported later by DeAndre Hopkins, told DeAndre, you better take the rap for that pick because that was your fault. Right? Because it was. He ran the wrong route. He ran the wrong route, and one of the problems with DeAndre Hopkins is he doesn't practice, by the way. He never practices. He's always hurt until game day, and then he's healthy to go. But he ran the wrong route. Kyler threw it where it was supposed to be. He wasn't there. Picked off whatever happened after that. So DeAndre Hopkins said, yep, that was my fault. Me and Kyler talked about it. It was my fault. He took the rap for it. But the problem that Kurt Warner had later on when he was talking about it is it doesn't matter. It's always the quarterback's fault. If you're the quarterback,
seen where he was running.
Well, it's not just that, but even if it technically was DeAndre Hopkins' the fault, the problem when you're the quarterback is it does not matter if it's his fault.
The problem is those two, and again, it comes down to work ethic with both of them, right? Because those plays, a lot of routes in the NFL are read plays, right?
Yes.
And it's you and the quarterback seeing the same coverage and saying, hey, I have options. I'm supposed to either, when the safety's over the top, I'm going to go outside. When the safety comes over, I'm going to go inside. Yeah. And you and that receiver need to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Know what that's going to be.
When Hopkins goes out and he throws here and the safety is that. So it's got to be, but again, it's work ethic. It's teamwork. It's them staying afterwards and putting in the work.
Communicating.
Hopkins doesn't practice. Kyler Murray didn't practice.
No, the problem with Kyler Murray is, this was again the thing then, is he didn't look at his iPad.
Well, whatever. He didn't study film, practice, just a broad statement of brushing practice.
Right.
And
it was one of those things where one of the reasons why they talked about that is because as a quarterback, there's nobody that needs to watch more film than you, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody needs to watch more film than you.
You should be the floor general, the field general.
And this is where Kurt Warner says, it's always the quarterback's fault, whether it goes good or it goes bad. Because when it's good, quarterback gets all the credit, right? When it's bad, the quarterback needs to accept the blame because he's gonna get all the credit
either
when they
way,
win.
Yeah,
right. So he just needs to take it on the other side. I just look at it and say, I think the criticism of Kyler Murray is super unfair because the whole team has sucked, and the GM was awful. He put nobody on the team that was accountable or good. And the new GM comes in, and what did he do? He traded everybody. He straight cut DeAndre Hopkins. didn't even trade him, just straight cut him and said, you know what? We don't care how much money we owe you. Get off the team. And DeAndre Hopkins is a great receiver. He's a great receiver. And especially at that moment.
Big.
Yeah, incredible.
No, just in his hands, they don't make gloves big enough. He has to cut the fingers of the slots in between because the webbing on his hands and stuff his hands are so big.
Yeah. Anyway, all I'm saying is I do think this past offseason and this season will be the proof as to whether or not Kyler Murray can be it, because every report out there has been he has changed his ways. He's going to get better.
I have no problem eating crow and coming back and saying, hey, he turned into a good quarterback this year. But again,
he's not there yet.
Right now, I don't. He's not top 5 for me to get the ball to when I want to come back in a game from the third quarter.
So I hate to put you through the fire, but I do want to know who your 5 are, because I agree with you. He's not top 5 for me either right now.
Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy.
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, way better option. Way better option.
Famously,
quoting? Are we just naming quarterbacks?
No, these are people I think I would pick over Kyler Murray.
Oh, I just want your top 5. Just give me your top 5, because Lamar Jackson is famously bad in the clutch.
But listen, I still would pick him over because he's just better. He's better than Kyler Murray.
Okay.
He's a better version of Kyler Murray, if you will.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to give me the option, I'm going to take him because I think he is so dynamic.
Yeah.
He's hard not to, right?
Yeah.
So Brock Purdy, I would take.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to knock you on Brock Purdy. I'm not going to knock you on Brock Purdy because that guy has proven, even without the great tools that the 49ers have, the guy knows how to play the position.
Sam Darnold. Hey, you got to give it to him right now. No, you got to give it to him right now. You're talking about right now.
I know.
Absolutely right now.
You 100% do not believe that.
I'm jumping on that bandwagon right now.
Okay, I'm
just
holding
because
your feet to the fire on that one, dude.
I feel like Kyler Murray doesn't do it. I would say give Sam Darnold the ball right now.
I promise you, if you were actually given the option, there's no chance you would ever select Sam Darnold over Kyler Murray.
Right.
You would never do that. I know he's having a moment.
Playing really good right now.
He's having a moment.
He's having a moment. It's hard not to. You're probably right.
I really hope it ends up that way. I hope it turns out to be great for him because I hate the way the Jets traded him. But there's no way you would actually do that. Anyway, I'm not going to... Okay, we're going to quick rundown and we're done.
No, we're dying.
Okay,
we got to go.
There's nothing else to talk about anyway. All right, guys.
That was fun. See, I just used all the energy I had, and I'm like super crashing right now.
You're at the drive home, all right? Did you learn anything about fantasy football?
She was sitting at home. She figured, why not? I said, just come on the show and just be here. So.
All right, yeah. You are welcome to do that anytime. I actually enjoy it. And it got Shalae to come on here, which I asked her before, and she's like, no, I don't want to. Then she saw you walking over, she's like, oh, all right, I'll do it.
I just was going to watch. I was going to be on it. But.
It works.
All right, well, cheese bags, stay fresh out there.
And like fat kids in dodgeball.
We're out.
There you go, yeah.
Shalae, anything?
Big gulp, see?
See you later. The JJ and Pug Show theme song was written, composed, and performed by Lane Hartman. Special thanks to Highland Communities for all the support given to our show. You can find the JJ and Pug Show podcast wherever you do listen to podcasts. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Remember to share the show with your friends and family and subscribe wherever you do listen. If you're able to, please feel free to support us by sending a donation to us by going to ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. That is ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for all the support, whether that is by simply listening, whether that is sharing it with a friend, or giving us that sweet, sweet cash. We truly appreciate it all. Thank you so much.